Won a couple in a row. You've beaten some teams here in the recent past that maybe people didn't think you could beat. That's kind of defined as getting some traction. What does that traction mean to you? And how do you keep that traction going in the right direction, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's great. Obviously, that Rangers game at home, Vegas last night, Chicago on the road. We've played some good hockey lately, so just building on it. Obviously, it's a team hungry for points right now in Pittsburgh, and I think we all know we haven't won here in a long time. So some motivation for us as well to come out here and get a win, and I think just continuing to play the right way. And if we do that, we should have success. So we're excited for it.
What's the source of it? Is it consistency, or where's that coming from? That traction that you're getting now?
Yeah, I think so. I think guys are just finding that consistency in their own games and our team game. We're above the puck. We're not giving up as much defensively right now. So I think all in all, just for the full 200 feet for a full 60 minutes, we've been playing a lot better lately. And when we do that, we're a hard team to play against. So I think it's just keeping that going here tonight and just see what happens.
Yeah. You mentioned the building. How much is it in the back of your mind that you guys have not had success in here in a long time?
Yeah, well, I've never won here, so since I've been on the team. So we've talked about it a little bit just amongst the guys. Obviously, it's not it's not what you think about when you go out there and play, but definitely one of those things where you want to come out here and get a win in this building. It's something I haven't done yet. So they're good at home, and obviously they've had a lot of success here. So it's going to be a tough one, but just continue to play our game tonight and hopefully get a win.
Edging up to that area that I guess you're trying to get to, right? I mean, can we read that out of these types of wins?
Well, we're finishing games. We've been in games all year. Like there's a few where we can say, okay, this one we weren't in those games, but not too many. The problem is we weren't able to finish. The problem was we, didn't manage the puck. Like I said multiple times, just individual mistakes. But we've been in games, and right now we're finishing games, and it's the confidence part of our play, believing in each other, playing for each other, the growing part. But to me, the confidence that we can play with anything because we feel we can. And whether it's the Vegas Knights or the Chicago Blackhawks, it's those guys are getting paid just like we do, and we go out there and play our best. Our guys in the room are proud. They put pressure on themselves to compete, and that's what they're doing.
We use the word traction a lot. What does that mean to you as you face the opportunity to win 3 straight?
Yeah, but that would be, if I'm consistent, putting the end result first would be a mistake. First thing first is getting ready for that game and following the process. If we skate the way we can, if we play a smart game, we will have a chance to win this game. And that's where the focus is going to be. Now, when you do that consistently and you win games consistently, it reinforces what we're doing. Good habits, winning habits, and that creates attraction. So, if we do things right, we're going to put ourselves in a position to win, and learning to play those back-to-backs. Like we're in a schedule right now that may look like a playoff kind of schedule, maybe more intense actually, just in the fact that we play a lot of games where we're going to play 7 games in 11 days, even playoffs schedules are not that intense, but we're in a position to evaluate ourselves, and it's going to become to a point where it's going to be an evaluation of the mindset, how strong mentally we are as a team, and these are all good evaluation points for me at this time of the year.
So what's your lineup look like tonight?
We're going to play 11-7. Andrew Peeke is going to come in, and Marchenko is coming out. Jet Greaves is in the net.
Marchenko, coach's decision, obviously.
Well, yes, it is. And, Marchenko is a great player. He's a great person, brings a lot of energy to the team. Great future ahead of him. He's a big piece of our present. But Marchenko, we had Boquist sitting out, and we had him reset. We had Texier, we had Ken Johnson, we had Patrick Laine, we had Severson sitting, Johnny Gaudreau sitting. We keep the standards where they are, and we're not gonna. If we want to create something that is more than average, we have to go through this. And for Marchenko, I feel his last 2 games, his standards have been lowered a little bit for himself. And I know the intentions are right. We just want the best out of him, and he's going to play the next game. It's just that this game he's not going to play.
What's the threshold in order for you to consider a scratch versus alternatives like cutting ice time, other things like that?
Well, we have to play 20 players, right? So it's like when Andrew Peeke is not playing, I don't get many questions about this. And this guy is giving his best. He's low maintenance. He's a great pro. He works hard in practices. Even the games that he got scratched, the game that he's played before that, he didn't deserve to be scratched. So there's decisions to be made in between games that I can't make obviously during games, like sitting a guy out or sitting a guy during a game. But we have standards, and our standards are the things that we know, the coaching staff and the players. We need to do this in order to compete, and when it's not met, then consequences.
Did you put any thought into calling someone up from Cleveland for a forward? Like, why would you go 11-7 in this situation versus you've mentioned before you wanted to reward guys from the AHL?
Yeah, well, I want to reward Andrew Peeke. He's been here all year. He's played, 21 games. He's working hard every practice. When he's played, he's been playing good. I would have a hard time looking at Andrew Peeke in the eye saying we called up a player and not playing you. He's been doing everything we've asked him to do, and he deserves to play.
Is that an intensity thing with Marchenko? Like when you're looking at him, can you notice it's maybe the battle level is just not where it needs to be?
Maybe it's just the energy level. I'd say Marchie is he's an intense player in his own way, but I felt the last few games his legs weren't there as much, so maybe it's just energy level. I felt the skating was not like it was maybe more than 2 games ago, so just a reset. It's not going to define his career. He's a good player for us. There's no panic here.
Is that something that, he's still a young NHL player. This is only his second year. Something that maybe young NHL players need to learn is that you go through these tough stretches of the schedule, and even though you feel tired, you can't let it, make your game dip as much as maybe it does sometimes.
Yeah, that's a good question. Sometimes when you have more experienced players that understand that part, they find a way to contribute in different ways. And sometimes contributing is not turning a puck over or just running your routes defensively you don't get scored against. Sometimes it's just that. But we want to create a culture of accountability. And in order to do that, decisions have to be made. And decisions have been made all year. And we're going to continue doing that. And the room understands what's going on. We understand what's going on. We understand our vision, where we're going, and the standards of this hockey team. And in order to be a playoff team and to be successful in the playoffs, at some point we'll have to be all on the same page and understanding that if you want to be part of the Blue Jackets, these are the standards. So, and it's true we're talking about Marchenko, but believe me when I say Marchenko is a big piece of our hockey team. But it's true for everyone.
Yeah. Shifting gears really quick to this building. For the Blue Jackets going back 8-9 years, this place has been a house of horrors, unfortunately, for Columbus.
For a lot of teams.
For a lot of teams, they haven't won here since then. Is there any extra, that your team could draw out of this if you come out of here, with a victory tonight, as far as confidence?
Yeah,
like that?
maybe for the Zach Werenski and the Boone Jenner of this world, like Provorov wasn't part of this team, Severson, a bunch of guys that has no clue what happened here the past 7 years here in this building. So that's a good thing for us. That's when being a young team is good. There's no past. It's just we're creating our own path, and we'll see what's going to happen tonight. But I wouldn't say that the past of the Blue Jackets in Pittsburgh has an influence on tonight's game.